I decided to pursue engineering after first year of college. Like I'm really like doing math, physics, and problem solving. So after first year of college, I think might as well just go to engineering. Um, so then I believe in myself that I can do it. I think. Yeah, but before that, engineering is kind of intimidating for me.
So what did you enroll in when you were in college?
I just roll in just for science.
Oh, okay.
Just
so you
for
knew you
basic
had a
science.
predisposition
Yeah,
towards
I know,
it.
like already interested in science, but I'm not sure whether it's science or engineering. So I just took basic science classes. That's what I do, and then decided to go for engineering.
Nice.
Yeah.
Similar to you, I wasn't, like growing up, I didn't have role models or family members that were engineers or anything like that. So it was kind of like this abstract concept to me where, I knew what engineers did. They like could fix things or make things work, and that's how, things get done. But it wasn't anything that I internally took in as something that I wanted to do or could do. But I always knew that math and science and like the physical things about how things work or how you put things together were always interesting to me. And coming out of high school, before I enrolled into college, I was at this, I really loved art and I loved painting and drawing, but then I had a part of me where I loved the math and I loved the like science and how things go together. And so I went to my counselor trying to get advice, like, should I go to this 4-year art school where I get the studio and I just get like supplies and I'm all day long just creating like things, or should I go to engineering? And so luckily I had a counselor who sat down and said, if you have any inkling that you want to do engineering, I would suggest that you go into that first, because it'll be easier for you to go do art later in life if that's what it is you choose to do.
Like just a hobby.
Yeah, but later on, if you choose to do the art path, it'll be a lot harder to go back and go into engineering and get the schooling and that sort of thing. So all in all, I think it was great advice, because in my day-to-day job in engineering, I feel like I get to use a lot of my creativity skills and problem solving, and I still get to feel that I'm using my skills and putting things together and, using that part of my brain too. So when I was enrolled in engineering, I was trying to decide between environmental, or just general civil. And I went the general civil route. And so the water resource stuff that I work on is environmental. So I design facilities that clean the water before they go into the streams. And so I feel like I'm helpful for the environment that way.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing my little bit of my part.
Your confidence that your solution is good for the earth.
Yeah, right.
And give good contribution for the earth.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah. Same thing, like for me, I'm always interested for doing good for the earth, make everything cleaner, process wastewater, and so we do not give bad impact for the earth. So when I went to school, I chose ecological engineering, which is similar to environmental engineering. But when I graduated, I got an offer from this company, and I think with civil engineering we can create a system that make it good for the environmental too.
So there's weeding out courses. Well, I don't know if they call them weeding out courses, that's probably just, but when you start in college, there's definitely the prerequisites base courses that all engineers, no matter what discipline you choose to go to, have to take. And those are the big lecture halls. There's hundreds of kids or whatever. And it's hard to not feel intimidated, to get lost, because the material is difficult. But you're always paired. I mean, you have study partners, and you're always going to be with somebody, and two minds together, like working together, you can figure things out. You don't have to be a superstar. I mean, but I think it's beneficial to have a predisposition where you're interested about it. It may be hard to do it, but if you have the inkling to solve problems and work together, you're always going to have resources for you, and especially when you're in your field and you're coworkers and two heads working together and figuring out and working through. You don't have to know the exact, like in my day-to-day job, formulas for something. You look it up, or you have a program that you know the basis of it, so you'll know when it's giving you something that's totally doesn't make sense, but you don't have to be a superstar.
I totally agree. Even though I like math, and then I think I'm pretty good at math, but I still find some difficulty from day to day. But I believe that all help is out there. Your professor is there for you. You can ask for help. Also, usually I did my homework together with my friends. We can ask questions, help each other. Tutoring, like all helps is out there. So even though it's hard and difficult, I think you can do it with help out there.
And you make the best friends, when you're sitting there trying to solve something that's hard and it's late at night, or you're studying. I mean, I have my friends that were in my study group that I'm still friends with today, and they have kids and we have kids, and it's just it's like lifelong friendships you make. So.
Yeah, for me, like we always did it in a conference room kind of thing, and then we spent hours together, like until late, until like 7 or so. So besides doing homework, we actually sharing life outside school.
Yeah. Personally, I never felt that, and I don't know if it was just the environment that I was in or how I was raised. I had a good group of people going around. Granted, if you sit and look back at my graduating class, I think there was like 10 women that graduated at the time in the whole civil engineering department. I think it was helpful I always sat in the front row, so you couldn't really see what was going on behind you, and just, I never felt that, and I had a group of people that were around me that never gave that impression off to me either.
Me too. I think same thing, either in a school or in work. I never feel intimidating or discouraged for being female in engineering. I think I get treated all the same. They never treated me less or anything. It's all the same. So I feel nothing's different. At all. Yeah.
I do think it is an advantage to be a woman in the engineering field. I mean, there's definitely in school there are specific scholarships or mentoring that, because they're trying to encourage and grow the numbers. So I do think there is an advantage. I have just advice across the board for anything that you want to do. If you have an interest in it, go for it. What do you have to lose, right? Just get the people, get the resources around you if that's what you want to do. I mean, shouldn't let anything stop you.
Right. At least I try to take some basic engineering classes and like ask yourself if you like it or not, if you're still interested to it. If you do it and you feel like you can do it like for the rest of your life and you are interested to it, just go for it. Just believe in yourself. Every time you find difficulty, just ask help from your friends, from people around you. And I think if you believe in yourself, I think you can do it.
And I guess advice too that I got was, if you have an interest and you want to do it, but you don't have to stick with it. If you decide later on that wasn't for you and you gave it a try, that's okay too.
Difficult day for me. I usually come to work around 8 and start opening my computer. I work with AutoCAD a lot, Civil 3D AutoCAD, and doing several projects every time and work with different people. So usually we have a meeting and divided which part of the project we will do for individually, but every time there's a question, we gather, we ask question, and back to doing by ourselves again.
Yeah, and similar day. I mean, there might be days where you're in meetings and talking to clients about their needs and what they want, or you might be in a meeting talking to the jurisdictions, so either the city or the county, working through what they need. Everybody has needs for a certain project and trying to blend those all together and come up with a solution that's viable to everybody.
Like the time itself is pretty flexible.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be 8 to 5. Sometimes we start early or start late.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit flexible. So the project manager assigned me to choose trees and how many trees we're gonna put in water facility. And then after they build it, we went to the project and see what they have been built, and it's just interesting. Oh yeah, I used these trees before, and then it's already there, it's already built. It's just interesting to see what we have designed, and they put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. It's really fulfilling to start with a project where there's nothing there, and you've tackled different problems along the way, and you get to make all these decisions, and then when you get to go and it's fully built and you're like walking down the street and you see the facility. Yeah, it's like it comes out of your computer and you are in it and you can experience and see how other people are interacting with it, and you know how it connects to what was already there, and it's pretty amazing what impact you can have. And it's, you know, it's concrete and trees and whatnot, and it's gonna be there a long time.
It's like a legacy.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to drive by, and especially people who've been working for a while, they're like, oh, I worked on this over there or that over there, or to remember the time when this happened over here. Like you can like drive through the city and it's like a history lesson of, you know,